Yeah. I finished the screw like I had shown you before. The jack screw's done. But on the jack screw, here, you need, basically you have a base, you have the screw, the nut to actually, whether you want to lift something or let it down or just use it as a stand, you have to close the gap between the jack and the object you want to support, right? So if that's the screw, now I got to put on a cap. Right? So dimensions of the cap, which would look like this. I'm going to put it over here. It's going to be easier that way. Here. And inside here and there. So here would be 3/4, 7/8, 3/4, and the middle is 7/16. Now, the dimensions I had in here is 7/16, and so is this. So, no, actually it was 4/36. I have a few thous to play with. I think it's like maybe 10 thou or something difference, that it's going to be a snug fit. It's not going to wobble around. Okay. Now I got to do that, and after I got to do a washer with the middle being 1/4, and I'm going to have to make a screw that actually fits the threads which I put in here, which are 1/4, 28 National Fine. That's going to be next. Okay, that holds 1/4, yeah. And thickness, $125 thousandths, which is 1/8 of an inch. But right now, this is what I'm doing, and I've already started that. I'll bring you in on the close-up. Now, I struggled a bit when I was looking at this, like, without holding it in a mandrel or something. How do you machine that, right? So, I decided to actually go in from that side, bore the holes and the center hole, and go beyond it a bit. So now all I have to do is part that there, and I can cut out this radius now. It's not critical, but you want that dimension to be the same. It's actually ½ inch smaller than the base of the jack screw at the top end, but it fits over here, right? You flip it over 180 and then bring it over there and then slide it on there. And this is what I've done. Like, I've bored it out 7/8 and went down 3/16, then bored the other one 1/8 deep at 3/4 of an inch and put a 7/16 hole through there. I didn't have any smaller stock than 1 3/4, so that means a lot of machining. It's hard on cutters. Normally you always want to go one size up, like 1/8 larger if you can, you know, so you can that crust and rust and stuff on the exterior surface. But now I have to machine this over 1/4 of an inch. That costs time and money. If it was a job shop, you want to have the closest size possible right away, right? Okay. Well, this is where I'm at. Threads came out so-so. My carbide bit broke. I got a new one. Or I'm getting a new one. It's on its way. This is going to be the top portion, and that is threaded. It's got a recess. There's going to be a washer in there and a bolt to clamp it down. That is tighter than that is really on there. It's almost a press fit. It comes off, but I might have to polish that or take the file to it again. That is really on there. Maybe if there was no lubricant. Thing is, when you're cranking on something, if it can't spin, it's not worth much to you. It's just going to move the part. I'm now in the middle of machining this screw here. And that's where I'm at. The dimensions are like 3/4. You can't buy something like this. A little bit of heat in there. So I'm just gonna whittle it down. I ain't gonna thread this on the machine. I'm gonna use a die. And once I've parted this off, I'm just gonna take a grinder with a cutting disc on it and cut a slot in it. I don't have a slit and saw that thin to make an ordinary or a flat screwdriver head screw, right? So I'm going to use the grinder. And now, this was the arbor I made earlier. This can screw onto here. I thought I blew it off. Might be water. I don't know if that's in the frame or not. Just make sure, don't want the thing to rust. See, should screw right in there. And that's the adjustment height, right? I'm wondering if that's going to bottom out or stick out the other side. If it does, I'll have to take some off. No, it actually doesn't come through the base. But now, how do you machine this? Well, that's where the arbor comes in, right? I bought the tap I bought. I thought I was buying a taper tap, but it's a plug tap, and it's Unified National Fine. It says Wyoming on it, but yet it says made in Japan on the tap itself. So, but man, it makes some good threads. So you screw your arbor in. Oh, there's some water in there. Okay, and if I'm going this way and the cutter's applying force up, it's just threading onto it. And I'm going to set it up between centers and then machine it to the specs that's sort of free. And I'm going to keep on going like that till it's done. Well, this is the jacks, the screw jack, right? With its platform and its base. It sits perfectly flat between the screw and the top here, and these threads were spun on a mandrel, and while on the mandrel I skimmed off a little bit off the base, so this surface is perpendicular to the center of that screw, no doubt. You can't miss that on the lathe. But now when I sit it down on a flat surface, which I don't have a surface plate, okay, but I used the ways on my lathe, which is the flattest thing I have here. And I took a dial indicator on the top here from side to side, and I had 12,000 difference. And this wasn't spun on the mandrel. This was spun in a lousy chuck I have, like the 4-jaw. It'll only center something wherever I have the dial indicator. It won't do it and keep it parallel all the way through. Like I had to tap it on the tip, and I had to tap it there just to get it on the center line of the lathe between the centers, right? But now I'm faced with machining this flat with the base. I want these surfaces to be parallel. So I have a ridge here. I'm going to machine a washer that fits here and clamp down on it Okay. Oh, it's not gonna work. Unless I can get it true to this surface here. And stop this from spinning and just take a skim. That's the plan. But if it moves at all, I might be adding to error. I just got a quick grind. Okay. That might be off center or something. Just a whole lot of vibration. Starting to form the chip.